silence, nothingness, inner peace. Most people crave those things, and yet our biology wants us to be constantly entertained. And modern social media provides infinite entertainment, but in silence, in reflection, we grow as people. When we ponder, when we introspect, when we clear our mind from all worldly distractions and look inside, deep inside our minds, then and only then can we evolve as people. And yet, in modern life, we have less and less time to be silent, to reflect on ourselves. Everything is moving at neck-break speeds, and boredom is a crime. But I do manage to still find time to reflect, and I think you can too. One of my favorite things to do is to think in the darkness, to strip myself of all other senses and flood my mind with ideas about the future, art, these videos even, usually late at night. And it often leads me to insomnia, being unable to turn off my brain. I stay up until sunset, tired and yet fulfilled. Most of my ideas come during these late night introspections. But enough about me. Let's talk about the general masses. A lot of people are more simple-minded. They don't reflect or introspect, or they might want to, but they don't have the time. Combined with the rise of social media, we have somewhat of a stunted generation that becomes something of a drone that serves someone else. You can see that on Twitter, TikTok, and other social media apps. But I think what these kids need is some inner peace. For example, Buddhists are some of the most in touch with themselves people. And how do they do it? Through hours of meditation. They go for years, months without distractions, with minimal food, no entertainment, and minimalistic living standards. Let me ask you a question. Have you watched the Kung Fu Panda trilogy? No, I am serious. I think most people have watched it. But if you have not, let me summarize it. In the first movie, Paul, our main character, has to train his body to be able to fight the main villain. In the second movie, he has to achieve inner peace, to train his mind, overcome his trauma, and in the third movie, he has to train his soul to become a teacher, a mentor. And only when he trained all three did he become the true dragon warrior, which can be a metaphor for enlightenment in Buddhism. The movies are good, but the second one is definitely my favorite, and we will be talking about it today. In the movie, Paul has to achieve inner peace with himself. His mentor, Oogway, had to stay in a cave and meditate for years to achieve his inner peace. Like, an actual Buddhist monk. Meanwhile, Paul kind of speedrun through that shit by overcoming his trauma, introspecting and generally, reflecting on himself and his childhood. Paul can be a representation for me and people who reflect almost every day. Meanwhile, Oogway is the representation of actual trained monks. But don't underestimate Oogway. Sometimes the slower route pays off. Oogway is much wiser than Paul, while Paul, even after achieving inner peace, is a bit of a goofy goober, which is fine, but he is definitely not as wise as Oogway. That takes years of reflection. For example, I would never compare myself or my inner peace to an actual Buddhist monk. Their inner peace is much more potent than mine. But give it a few years and maybe I can give them a run for their money. Same goes for you. But what I am trying to say peace. Just reflect on yourself, my dear viewer. That's how you evolve as a person and achieve inner peace. And even after achieving inner peace, you are still not even close to done. To become actually wise takes decades. You may be asking, why would I want inner peace? Honestly, is that even a question? Not only according to the movies can you deflect cannonballs, but you evolve as a person. Your mind, your perspective will become much clearer. You will evolve as a person, basically. And honestly, it's pretty hard these days because of all these social media apps that are socially engineered to keep you hooked, to take every living second of your life. And if every living second of your life is taken, then there are no seconds left for reflection, are there? Or introspection. And I'm not saying, oh, leave the internet. There is a balance. You can be the master of the internet and yourself at the same time. And you see it everywhere online. These users that are addicted to the internet, that never leave it, that get consumed by it. That's pretty sad, honestly. And what should you do to achieve inner peace? You can go to a Buddhist temple for a month, for example. Well, I'm saying that as if there are Buddhist temples everywhere. Oh yeah, it's right behind the corner, next to the McDonald's, yeah. Everybody has a Buddhist temple. But, yoga and meditation are also popular alternatives, especially between women. But I don't even think you need that. I just reflect casually. I reflect almost every night, every day. My mind is just constantly active. I never meditate, I don't do yoga, and I still have achieved inner peace. To some extent. And I think you can do that too. So go out there, achieve your inner peace. Peace.
Jesus can turn water into wine, but I can turn your mother into mine.